No shit. Chat, what's going on? Shout out to everybody that's pulling up. Um, it's amazing Monday, man. We in here. I know I'm running a little late, but that's what happens on Mondays, man. We show up late, you know. And it's Monday, So I'm here though. Shout out to the collective. Thank you so much for joining, guys. It's a fight for souls, man. It's a fight, man, and you know, it's a real fight out here for souls, bro. Um, and if you pay attention to things that a lot of, if you pay attention to certain things that have been said, um, here in the last couple of years, even when uh President Biden was the president, man, um, his whole campaign was fighting for the soul of the nation. Y'all, I'm telling you, bro, it's a fight for souls, man. They want to keep you asleep. Shout out to everybody that's tapping into the spiritual warfare. We locked in, man. Your intrusive thoughts. Spiritual warfare is not you. Stop allowing intrusive thoughts to stop you. All right. Stop allowing your intrusive thoughts to get the best of you. This is not what it is, man. This spiritual warfare shit is real. Shout out to the collective of beings who understand um that life is self-mastery, and that's what we talk about here, man. They want to keep you from your sovereignty, chosen. They want to, man. But unfortunately, the chosen ones are online, man, and realizing what's going on. Shout out to that collective of beings that stay locked in. Yo, how many of you that probability? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We broke down probabilities, man. Yo, life is all probability. And once you realize, um, I ask myself a question every day, right? What is the probability? When I do stuff, I always say, what is the probability of this going the correct way? And this is why I'm telling you, when you understand probability in life, this is when you can start glitching reality. You get the same results a lot of times when you're doing something, right? It's sort of like cooking, right? Last night, right? My girl's like, yo, how you make that bowl, how you make that rice the way you make that rice? Show me how you do it, right? And so the average person gonna tell you, all right, make sure you do this, you do that. But me, I'm explaining it in a way of looking for certain patterns. It's certain things that I look for to know that my product is gonna come out the way it is, right? And so I told her, I said, yo, put the water in there, put the rice, put the salt and pepper, and then close it. Once you see the water bubble up, once you see the water overtake the pot, that's when you know, boom, drop the butter in there, da da da, da, right? But I explain it like this because every time I get that same result, it's a certain way that it happens. The water will bubble up over the pot and get all on the fucking oven, get all on the stove and start sizzling. That's when I know, okay, boom, I'm doing it correctly. It's gonna come out the same way. The probabilities is locked in. Yo, you could literally glitch reality, man, when you understand how probability work. When you understand that all you got to do is do something the same exact way every day and get the same result. And it's like this with bad things. You know, a lot of times we do a lot of bad things expecting different results when the probability has already been set. So If you didn't watch that probability video, we talking about the probabilities of the matrix and how to set your own probabilities. You need to watch that, man. Yo, shout out to everybody that's tapped in with us, man. That's how you think for sure. I love you back. Shout out to all the collective, all the beings that's pulling up with us. Yo, we are in a fight for souls. They don't want you awake. They don't want you operating in your sovereignty. Because once you take your sovereignty back, this reality is no longer stuck to the realness that we believe reality has, man. You remember back in the day, life used to be so realistic. Now, when we come out of the matrix and we start to listen to these words, because in this reality, conversation and words are programming. It's not just words. This is why you gotta talk to your partner the right way. This is why when you say the right shit to your girl, what happens? She want to love up on you. When you say the right shit to your boss, what happened? They want to promote you and move you forward further. So words, man, y'all got to learn how to use words the correct way. Words are programming in reality. All right, you can say the wrong thing to somebody and all of a sudden they don't even want to fuck with you no more. And I had to learn that. And I'm still learning that. But guys, look at the word realistic. What is real about the word realistic? The only thing real about realistic is the fucking word, right? Realistic, you know? And I stay away from people who use that. Let's be realistic. Let's do the. Growing up, life was so realistic. But when you break free from that actual thought process, when you break free from that actual belief in what's real and what's not, then you'll see, man, life is what you make it, man. This life is very malleable. How many of y'all in the chat are starting to see that you control everything going on in your life? How many of y'all are starting to realize you are the one in control of everything in your life, right? Who feels like life is random? Anybody in here feels like random things are happening? Who feels like that? 111's in the chat if you still feel like there's something random in your life. And I want to show you how life collects, man. You got to understand, chosen one. Everything that you do is data. Every day that you wake up and you decide to go to the gym or you decide to lay in the bed, life is collecting data. Every time you eat a snack versus healthy, life is collecting data. Every time you think something negative versus something positive, life is collecting data. All right. A lot of times when we get these intrusive thoughts, when we get these bad ways of thinking, it is because the data that we have been feeding life has been more of that than less. Chosen one, I promise you, if you want to change your life, start being more positive than negative. Start thinking more positive thoughts than allowing negative thoughts to creep up. All right. Start eating more healthy than you eat bad. Yeah. You might have a day where you eat all bullshit for the whole day. But the rest of the week, you eating healthy. This is how you start being able to control life by understanding everything that you do is data. You know why I can't be lazy and sit on my ass when I want to lay down and I don't want to get up and do this shit? You want to know why I can't? Because that's data that's going to life. See, a lot of this shit that I do when I get up and I'm here every day, it's already because what I did prior to this, right? What we do in the present sets the tone for our future. And you got to understand that, chat, in this matrix. Everything that you do in the present is literally setting the tone for the future. If you decide to fuck off today, guess what? It's more likely the probability of you fucking off again in the future is very more likely than you not fucking off. So you got to understand everything that you do one time, you're probably going to do it again. All right. And when you start thinking like that, chat, when you start coming to the understanding of, yo, my present moves set my future moves, then you stop playing out here because it's literally like that, bro. You got to understand Life is a giant feedback loop. It literally gives you result and experiences based on what you do. All right, shout out to the collective, man. Welcome in. This is the Master Key program. I am Jay Originator. Of course, we got Brittany on the one twos. Man, we locked in, man. We are reporting live for duty. Shout out to all the Star Seeds, all the Sleeping Giants online. Yo, we are a collective of beings who are conscious. 111's in the chat. If you run your reality, if you agree that you have full power and control over your reality, drop that 111 in the chat and let's rock out. Man, yo, it feels good to be brilliant. It feels good to be me, man. It feels good to set the tone and be that guy, man, who open up the floodgates for a lot of things to go on, bro. But you know what else it feels good to do? It feels good to do to show up for the chosen ones every day. All right. I understand that being a chosen one is not easy, man. You done been through betrayals, heartbreak. You done been through so many things that's trying to keep you from activating, that's trying to keep you from leveling up, that's trying to keep you from waking up. I understand your struggle, and I'm here with you. All right. Any of my new people in the chat, go ahead and drop new in the chat. If this is your first time here, I want to tell you, you did not find this live by chance. All right. I am one of the most controlled content creators on the internet. I've been banned over 5 times on TikTok. This is my second YouTube page. And guess what? We still relevant. They're trying to I don't know if y'all see what's going on, but they're trying to saturate this content shit. It's a lot of government agents and motherfucking ex-military, ex-police doing fucking motivational content, chosen one content. Use your discernment. They're trying to take the real prophets, the real beings who have been sent here to do this, and they're trying to water it down, man. They're trying to give y'all a lot of watered down versions, and they're pushing a lot of shit in front of you. They're dressing it up, making it look like people getting all these likes and views, but the shit is an illusion. Be able to use your discernment and see who is who in this situation. All right. Now, I want to say this to y'all, man. I am one of them guys that they try to keep out the internet because my content, my message, it changes lives in real time. If your life has changed since you've been listening to this content, 111's in the chat. Since you found my content, if your life has changed, if you've seen life better, drop a 111 in the chat. And this is what I do, right? This is what I do, right? So I've helped a lot of people, man, and they don't want y'all to get this type of power that comes from this live. All right, so if you're new, I want you to understand that you did not land in this live by chance. I've been on TikTok 5 years, 4 years, and you're just now seeing me. I've been on YouTube for a while, and you're just now seeing me. It's not by chance that you're here. All right, you have tuned in to that Christ consciousness. You have tuned in to that Neo Trinity frequency. All right, you've probably already been questioning reality. You've probably already been thinking that you're in the matrix. But let me tell you something. You are in the matrix. You're not crazy. You are in the middle of a fight for souls. And what is a fight for souls, guys? We are going through a spiritual war. And if you don't understand why life is the way it is, it'll be hard for you, man. And you got to be able to see this, man. You are in the midst of a spiritual war. Now, we're winning. You want to know how we winning? Because no matter what they do, we still continue to rise. The collective is rising. See, they want you to think that there's a lot of people out here negative, a lot of people out here believing in the false illusions. And that may be true, but there ain't a lot of souls out here that's lost, chat. I ain't gonna cap. The souls are online. Everybody is not like you and me. Everybody in this reality is not a soul consciousness. How do you know if you're a soul consciousness? For one, you can recognize the patterns in everyday life. You see, you realize that your traffic patterns are the same every day, depending on what time you go outside. You're starting to realize how to be able to see the programming in people. You understand that people are programmed. You can see that everybody's not operating in full consciousness. All right. How else do you know that you're soul consciousness? You remember. You already know that you're in the matrix. You've probably seen the grid. When you look at the ceiling, sometimes you want to know something? Ever since I was a child, I knew that this reality, this physical shit, was malleable. Because I would stare at the wall for so long that shit would start waving like water. I was lay in my bed and look at the ceiling as a kid for so long that the ceiling would literally start going in waves. And this is how I knew. I said, yo, I knew this shit. I knew this shit since I was a child, man. I used to stare at the ceiling and the shit would literally start waving like water, right? And this is how I understood, man, that life was real malleable as a child. So as a soul consciousness, you've already been hip way before you got on the internet that this was a simulation. You've been thinking that back since early 2000s, right? Shout out to the collective of beings. Now, to my new people, I want to give y'all the rules of the chat, man. Let me give y'all some sauce on this chat so y'all can understand how this chat works. Like I said, my content is controlled. They are not going to allow everybody, they don't open the floodgates for me. They try to control it, they try to control the numbers. So, to all my pattern recognition people, let me give y'all the patterns of the chat because the thing about life, right? The thing about this reality, when you see the pattern, it doesn't work on you no more. So let me give y'all the pattern. This is how it works. Whenever I say things that you need to hear, you're gonna see a whole bunch of trolls coming in here. They're gonna send a whole bunch of trolls. The trolls aren't real. How do we know that the trolls aren't real? They come in from the beginning and they stay in all the way until it's over. Any real person that's hearing some shit that don't make sense to them, they're just gonna leave and go do something else with their time because people don't got time to waste on bullshit. This is how you know the trolls ain't real. So when I start saying shit and you start seeing people coming in talking shit, that's just another part of the pattern. They're trying to distract you. Everything is trying to distract you. Another thing that you need to pay attention to when I say certain things in this live, you're going to notice numbers fluctuating, going up and going down. When you see the numbers going down, going up, all that fluctuation, don't pay attention to it. That is another distraction. All right. Do not get to arguing with the fucking troll in this live. They want to do that. They want to get you to arguing. They want to distract you. Pay attention to me. If you're here, you're here. Other than that, don't even worry about nobody else. That's the pattern of this chat. All right. Now that I told you the pattern, you're gonna see it in real time. All right. Also, another thing, guys, this is not a place of race. I am not that guy to push division. This is a place of conscious agreement and conscious awakening. All right. We don't go by black. We don't go by white. We don't go by any of this racial shit because we understand that we are all variations of the same exact source. All right. So leave your matrix programming at the door. If you think your race is better than the next race, this ain't the message for you. This is not the place for you. All right. We are all equals. We are all divine. We are all coming from source. If you can understand this lingo, it is for you. All right. This is soul conscious place. All right. So let's dive in. Yo, how many of y'all knew, man? Where my new people at, man? If you're new, if this is your first time catching this live, go ahead and drop new in the chat, right? How many of y'all believe or know that you in the matrix right now? You in the fucking matrix. Drop a 111 in the chat if you understand that you are a matrix, are in the matrix, right? And you see, my work is never done. I see that, these people are up putting energy into trying to stop me early this morning, and I love it. Thank you for the energy. I'm just gonna take it. All right. I- If I don't react to you, that means I siphon you. And if I take your energy, that means I make more money. We understand energy is the currency. To the people that's showing love, I reciprocate that energy back. But to the ones that say taking hate, I'm gonna take that hate and make it my own and turn it into gold. That's what I do. I transmute negativity and hate. All right. That's what chosen ones do. That's why they can't stop us. So let's dive in, right? What is the matrix? If you feel like you're in the matrix, drop a 111 in the chat. Obviously, you do. That's why you're here. But what is the matrix? What is the matrix, chosen one? Right? The first thing that you have to understand about this matrix is that you're super powerful. You're the controller of your reality. Now, guys, I just told you, right? And I just said this. The trolls want to get my attention, right? They want me to react because once I react, they siphon my energy, right? You have to understand a reaction is attention in this reality, right? Now, let's look at this observer effect. This is the first thing that you need to understand about this matrix. All right. It's the first thing you need to know about this matrix is that you are controlling it. All right. Now let's really dive in and look at this. Like I told you, don't pay attention to the numbers. Don't pay attention to the trolls. When we start talking about shit you really need to hear, what happens? I told you, right? Now, if we look at the observer effect, let's talk about it. What is the observer effect? The observer effect is one of the main principles in quantum physics. All right. And what it states or shows is how reality operates based on the observer. Okay. The first thing you need to know is that your attention is currency in this reality. All right. This is the first thing you got to understand about this matrix is that your attention is the fucking currency. Now, Jay, what do you mean by that? How do we know that our attention is currency in this reality? Let's look at YouTube. What do people get paid for on YouTube? Views. If I drop a video today and I get 100 million views, guess what? I just got rich off a video. Why do you get paid off of views in the matrix? Because attention is the currency. Hence, guys, this is why they say pay attention because your attention is the first currency. Your attention is the first currency. This, for example, thank you so much for the gifts, guys. I do love and appreciate all the gifts. For example, if we all decided let's say we all watched the show and they did something on the show and it offended millions and billions of people. And we all said, yo, a billion of us said, we're not watching this shit no more. Guess what? The show would get canceled. They wouldn't make no money no more. Everybody on the internet is fighting for what? Your attention. Everybody on the internet wants to be relevant. What is relevancy? When people pay attention to you. Attention is the currency. You have to understand about this reality that everything that you pay attention to gives you a return. For example, everything is an energy exchange. When you pay attention to my content, guess what you get in return? You feel empowered, you gain a new level of awareness, right? You feel like after you watch a J video, you feel like you can go out here and defeat the whole fucking world, right? Because for your attention, I give you power and awareness. Some of the things that we pay attention to don't give us a return. Some of the things that they don't give us a good return. You got to stop paying attention to things that incite fear in you. You got to stop paying attention to things that put doubt in your mind. You got to stop paying attention to things that make you hate, things that make you mad, things that make you lust. Because your attention is currency. Somebody understanding. Somebody, I can feel the light bulbs going off in somebody's head. So the first thing you got to realize about this reality chosen one is that you are the one in control of your reality. Now, let's break this thing down and let's prove it in real time. Guys, this observer effect is not an experiment. It's not a conspiracy theory. All right, this has been proven in mainstream science with a famous experiment called the double slit experiment. This is not conspiracy. All right, this is 100% facts. Now, if we look at the observer effect, let's check it out. The magic of attention. I just told you your currency is your attention is the currency. This is why you live in this magical reality where there's TVs everywhere you go, smartphones everywhere, because your attention is constantly feeding everything. All right. Now, if we look at this is you. Before observation, wave spread out over space and time. Let's look at this sentence again. Before observation, wave spread out over space and time. What does this mean? How do you observe in this reality? You can see, you can smell, you can taste, you can hear, and you can touch. These are our 5 points of observation in this reality, right? You can walk in the kitchen or you can walk in a house and go and know somebody taking a shit because you smell it. You just observe, right? So before observation, wave spread out over space and time. Before you observe, wave spread out over space and time. All right, what is a wave? A wave are particles. What are particles? Particles make up all mass and matter in this reality. Electrons, neutrons, sophrons, photons, atoms, molecules. All right. So before you observe, particles or matter spread out over space and time. Now, guys, imagine if this cup right here started to spread out over space and time. What would happen? Listen to that sentence. Spread out over space and time. That means if this cup started to spread out over space and time, it would no longer be in existence, right? It would disappear because it spread it out over space and time. So, you, before you observe, matter or reality spreads out over space and time, your mind changes reality. At the time of observation, particle localized space-time event. At the time of observation, waves become solid and collapse into reality. Your observation makes things be what they're supposed to be. Meaning, your phone right now is your phone because you're observing it. Everything around you is what it is because you're observing it. So the first thing you got to know about this reality, chosen one, is that you are creating reality with your attention and focus. Your observation makes reality be where it's supposed to be. Now, what they don't tell you is that once you become aware of who you are in this matrix, you control and program your reality as well. You can program. So, guys, I need you to understand in this game of life, because life is a game, this shit is like a video game, seriously. Sometimes it gets hard, sometimes you don't like it, but it's fun. And if you understand life, you'll know in this game of life, you're not living, you are rendering your reality. That means you are pulling in and programming your reality. You are controlling your reality through consciousness. This is how powerful you are. You're powerful as fuck. If you look for bad things to happen, bad shit happens. If you look for good shit happens. Stop looking for the bullshit in people. Stop looking for the negativities. Find you people and see the greatness and look for the greatness. Look for the greatness in life, period. Don't go out here seeking bullshit. Don't go out here believing in bullshit. Go out here seeking greatness. Just that alone, just that shift will shift so much for you. All right. So the first thing you got to understand about this reality, is you control it. You are the controller of reality. Now, what is the matrix? Let's talk about it, right? We're all living in the matrix. We're all coming to, and guys, you know what? I gotta stand up for this, right? Yo, what a time to be alive, right? Because imagine being a video game character and realizing you're in the fucking game. Do you know how much power you got? Imagine being in a dream and then realizing the dream is it's a dream. What happens? What happens when you're dreaming and then you realize you're dreaming? The dream becomes what? Lucid. What does that mean? You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's the same thing in this reality. Once you realize that you are the one controlling this reality, you began to do whatever you want to do. And how do you get to this sovereignty? Or how do you get to the facts or to the point where life becomes lucid? How do you make this dream called reality a lucid dream? There's one key factor. What is the matrix, chat? This is a place of learning. Ever since we've been in this reality, we've been learning. It's lessons. Life is school, right? One thing we can say, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, you learn in life and you're still learning in life because life is a school. This is where consciousness comes to elevate. This is where consciousness comes to expand. The second thing you need to know about this matrix in order for this life. 111's in the chat if you want to make life lucid. If you're ready to control your reality, 111's in the chat right now. If you want to take your power back this morning and you say, you know what, this is what I've been looking for, this is what I've been hearing, this is what I've been needing to hear in my life, this is where I'm at. I know this is not by chance because I've been walking down this road. I've been feeling like I've been controlling my life and I'm taking my power back, right? How do you do it? You got to take your sovereignty back, chosen one. See, let me tell you something, right? What they don't want you to know is this, right? And this is why they hate me so bad. Because I was literally sitting here to do what I'm doing, right? And I'm gonna do it regardless. They've tried to unalive me already. They've tried to kill me so many times, but yet I'm still here, right? And let's talk about it. How do you take your sovereignty back, chosen? See, this reality, this matrix, it was created for you, right? This matrix, thank you so much for the gifts, brother. This matrix was created for you. It was created by souls for souls, right? It was created by souls for souls, right? What is source? How many of y'all believe that source created this reality, whatever source is? How many of y'all believe that source created this reality? 111's in the chat. If you believe in a source, in one main source, chosen, you are that source. Do you know that me and you are source, experiencing reality? We are different variations of the exact same being. This is how powerful we are. I want you to imagine the biggest ocean in the world, right? Imagine the Pacific Ocean. You're just a drop of water out of that Pacific Ocean. If I take a cup of that water and I walk away from the ocean, this is still ocean water. It might not be in the ocean, it might be in a cup, but it's still ocean water, right? It's still the ocean, right? We all come from that same source, chosen one. We all come from that body of source. We might be individual, but we still source. You are source, bro. You are directly linked to source. You're just a cup of ocean water that's been plucked out the ocean. You still have your source authority. You still have your source. You have to remember that you are the source, having an experience, a human experience, different variations. Now, when you come to this understanding, you'll realize how powerful we are as one, right? you'll start to understand why everything wants to divide us, why everything wants man versus woman, why everything wants black versus white, hood versus suburbs. But we all one though. Not all of us, because everybody not a soul. I'm talking about the souls. All the souls, we see through it. As a soul, I understand ain't no difference between me and a white man except for that our background and our skin color. Shit, the same way it's hyper aggressive motherfucking white niggas who love to take over shit. I know some niggas right now who love to run up and take over shit and take shit as their own too. I know some niggas who like to colonize and take shit like it's theirs too. For sure. Right? So at the end of the day, right, it all goes down to, and I'm not defending no other race. What I'm saying is I'm trying to break the barrier of this illusion of us versus them. Bro, we all piss, shit, sleep, and eat the same. The same. We might smell a little different. We might look a little different. But at the end of the day, I get up and walk on my same two, just like the next motherfucker out here. And you gotta understand that. This is the reason why they want us so divided. Because if they can divide us, they can conquer us. Because guess what? Ascension Ascension ain't a one man thing. Ascension is a collective effort. And once we come to the conclusion and remembrance that, yo, I'm source, I'm just experiencing different variations of life. I got to remember that I'm everybody. That's why they say everything's connected. As a whole, we got to remember that we are the source. We are. We got to remember that. And once we remember that, ascension becomes easy. Now, let's talk about this, right? They wanted me and you to lose our sovereignty, and they took it. How did we lose our sovereignty? Because we started believing more in the technology than we believed in ourselves. Let me say that again, chat. We lost our sovereignty because we started believing in the technology. What is the technology? This human body. You are not this body. You are the consciousness that controls and operates this body. This body is pure technology. This is your technology. This is your key inside of the physical holographic universe. You cannot live or experience this holographic universe if you do not have an avatar. All right. How do we know that this vessel, this avatar, is technology? Let's break it down. For one, perception, I can see. I got cameras that tell my consciousness what I'm viewing. For two, I can eat something. It hits my tongue. I got sensors on my tongue that goes to my consciousness and tells me exactly what I'm eating. Tells me how it tastes. Think about that. That's wild. Every time I eat something, I'm like, yo, how the fuck am I tasting this shit in my mind? Right? Surgery. If my heart goes bad, I got enough money, guess what? I can get a new fucking heart, like a new battery. I can get a new battery. Right? Energy. We require energy. We get tired, we gotta sleep to recharge. You are not this body. This body is your technology to experience the 3D holographic universe. Without an avatar, you cannot be here and experience this. We started to believe in the technology more than we believed in ourselves. We are the energy, we are the consciousness, we are the choice. Now, what happens when you start to believe in the consciousness? When you start to remember that you are consciousness instead of the body, reality starts to operate totally differently. See, as a source, as a soul, this reality was created for me to expand, for you to expand. And when you understand that you are the consciousness, you have more privileges in this life, or life starts to engage with you differently. See, right now, you believing in this technology, you believing that you are the human being, you are losing all of your sovereignty. And so once you believe you're a human, you have to go out here and the same rules that apply to every other human in this life applies to you. But once you realize that you are the consciousness, the rules don't apply no more. You become sovereign. And let's talk about what happens. Let's get Brittany in here. Shout out 111's in the chat to the collective. Shout out to the souls, the awakened beings. Um, what a beautiful time to be a soul, man. You know, I used to believe in this human body so much that it had me just had my life depressed. And let's talk about what happens when you believe. I'm gonna get my partner in here, Brittany, to read my notes for me. Brittany's only reading my notes. I need to conserve my energy today. It's one of my goals for today. One of my things that I wrote down. Be very observant of all energy that I use. I understand my energy is the currency and I want to use it. All right, let's get Brittany in here, chat.
Oh, good one, Jay. Let's break that all the way down for the chat because this is major when you really get it.
So we're talking about what happens when you activate your source code authority. All right. When you activate your source code authority, this is how life starts to operate. Now, guys, I want to say this real quick. If you're resonating with this, it is because you're a soul. This information is flowing through your genetic code. You're already coded with this info. So when you hear it, it's going to awaken your soul. All right. Um, I want to say that, and I want to also say this. You are the most powerful being in your life, man. Pay attention to this. This is going to activate you. I want you to really listen. Now, when you activate your source code authority, because you are source, when you activate it, life starts to operate differently. Some of you are going through this right now. You have already remembered that you are not this body and you have activated your source code authority. Let's talk about it. Let's get it, Brittany.
Activating your authority under the source code. When you activate your authority under the source code, you stop being just a character in the game. You become a co creator of the game engine itself. Here's what starts happening step by step. Number one, reality stops being random. Default players think stuff just happens. When you step into source code authority, you start seeing the pattern before it plays out. It feels like predicting life, but really you're just consciously shaping it. Two, your energy becomes command. You stop asking life to treat you right. You tell it how to move. Example, instead of thinking, I hope I find the right opportunity, you say, opportunities that match my frequency are finding me now. And you'll literally start bumping into them faster. Jobs, money, people, synchronicities. Three, time bends. You start noticing that manifestations come quicker. Things that used to take months now take days because your authority collapses potential timelines into the one you choose on demand. NPCs start reacting differently. Some will suddenly resist you harder, the system trying to push back. Others will start cooperating with you for no reason, as if they got new code. You'll notice strangers being nicer, more helpful, and giving you what you need without you asking much. Now, five, synchronicity becomes the default. Angel numbers, repeated symbols, perfect timing, they stop being rare and start being the language reality speaks back to you. It's confirmation that your source code is live. Six, old programs fall apart. Things that aren't aligned literally stop working. Jobs, relationships, habits. This can feel chaotic at first, but it's just the system clearing corrupted code so your new script can run. Seven, you move from survival, sovereignty. You no longer feel like you're chasing money, love, validation. You move into a state where those things chase you because you've set the frequency that they must follow.
All right, let's talk about this. Activating your source code authority. All of you guys have authority, right? And once you remember that you are the soul and not this technology, not this body, you activate your source code authority. All right, when you tap in and sync with your consciousness. What happens now? A lot of you, right? Now, somebody say, "Yo, Jay, how do I do this?" Go look in the mirror. Guys, mirrors are your one of the biggest tools you can use to reprogram your world, right? How were we programmed when we came up, right? People looked at us, they told us shit, right? They looked at us, they looked us in the eyes and they taught us shit, right? This programs you, right? Go get in your mirror, look in the mirror and say, yo, I am not this body, I am the consciousness. And you'll feel the shift, man. Say that every day. Every day you wake up, get in your mirror. First thing you do when you look at yourself, I am not this body, I am the consciousness. I am not this body, I am the consciousness. And focus. And focus. Somebody said I'm getting goosebumps. Focus. Once you focus, you will feel the shift. I promise you. You will feel your conscious take over this body. And you will unlock what's called God view, the ability to see yourself outside of your body with your mind. There's a lot of y'all that can already do that. Now, for the people who are tapped in, who are already activating their source code authority, let's talk about this. What happens? First thing that happens when you activate source code authority is that you realize life is not random. You realize you were never going to die when you went through those situations. You were never going to fall. Everything that you've been through was meant and you made it through it because life ain't random. You start to see purpose in everything. You start to know the difference between somebody who's been sitting in your life as a gift versus someone who's been sitting in your life as a burden, as a lesson. You start to see the purpose clear as day. How many of you are starting to see purpose in life? 111's in the chat. If you've already come to the conclusion, there ain't no coincidence in this life. There ain't nothing random happening in your life. And once you activate your source code authority, you start to realize that. See, when I thought I was a human, life was so random to me. I used to be like, man, I hope some shit. I used to go out here and look for girls. I used to go out here trying to find homeboys. I used to go out here trying to find shit. Not realizing that I didn't have to go look for nothing. All I had to do was focus on me and get my life right and lock in, and everything else will find me. That woman will find me when it was time. My homeboys, my friends, they will find me when it was time. Opportunities would find me. See, when you think life is random, this how life gets you chasing shit. A lot of us thought life was random, so we was out here chasing that money. We was out here just hoping that we could make some shit shake. But when you tap into source code authority, you realize it ain't nothing random going on. You ain't got to be out here chasing. What's for you is for you. All you got to get up and is do your part. All you got to do is get up and do you. Your wife is for you. She's out there. You just got to get to the point in your life, in your story where you meet her. And you can't get to the point in your story in life if you out here distracted and worrying about the wrong shit. Right? Your husband, he's out there. You just gotta lock in and get to the point in life where you meet him. And see, when you realize that you are not this body, the randomness of life it disappears. You start understanding, okay, this person was sent in my life as a test. This is a test. Let me go ahead and detach and move around so I can pass this test. Okay, this is my blessing right here. I know the difference between lessons and blessings, right? 111 is in the chat. If life is not random for you, if you understand that your life is not random, 111 is in the chat. If you understand the only thing you have to worry about in life is self mastery, focus on self, become a better you, and elevate. Everything else is going to fall into place. Your career is out there. You just got to get to the point in life where you meet it. And how do you do that? focusing on self mastery, becoming a better you, eat healthy, set boundaries, stop allowing people to play with you, stop allowing people to use you, stop allowing people to hurt you, stop doing things that you know you ain't supposed to do. Lock in. Self mastery is going to take you every which and way you need to go in this life. You ain't got to go out here and look for shit. All you got to do is lock in on yourself. Everything else going to fall apart. I've done it. I locked into me, and everything fell in it fell right into place for me. My career, my relationship, everything. I know that if there's something in my life that is not going the way that I wanted to do, I don't focus on it by trying to change it and attack it directly. I look within and say, yo, there's something that I'm not doing right. Cause this relationship is still fucking up. So what am I doing wrong to still make me not be able to have this thing right that I want in my life? And then I lock in. And every time I lock in, guess what? Later on down the line, it might be 4 months, 6 months, it might be a whole year later. But guess what? The result I was looking for, it starts to happen. All you gotta do is focus on the consciousness, focus on the soul, becoming a better human being, right? He said, well, you say, man, this shifted somebody reality today. That's all I'm here to do. I'm just trying to awaken people. I'm just trying to bring awareness, chat. Number two, when you activate your authority under the source code, your energy becomes a command. Chosen one, how many of y'all out there right now are starting to see everything that you want be falling right into place? All you got to do is just know it's going to be yours. All you got to do is just know it's going to be yours. See, before, when I thought I was a human being, when I didn't understand that I was source, I used to say words like, I hope. And man, I hope this shit go the way I needed to go. I stopped using that shit. Ain't no hope. I know this shit gonna go right. Everything go my way. This is my fucking universe. This is my life. Why not? I used to say hope. I used to say, man, I'm having faith. I hope this gonna do this. No, I know. I used to couldn't get nothing that I wanted. Everything that I ever wanted, I couldn't get it, man. It seemed like if I applied for a new car, credit, no. It doesn't matter what, nobody wanted to help me out. Try to get into a home, an apartment, no. I couldn't get shit that I wanted. It don't matter if I use CPNs, it didn't matter what the fuck I did. But when I tapped into that source code authority, man, they be giving me shit. Shit that I'm thinking ain't gonna go. I be thinking like, man, they ain't gonna never give me that. I got felonies. Next thing I know, hey, it's yours. It's how it goes, bro. Once you tap into source code authority, your energy no longer is a hope. It becomes a command. Things that used to take you years to get done, you start accomplishing. Things that take people, man, listen, it take people, some people be on YouTube for years and never get monetized. It take them years. I know people right now. I know some of my homeboys, they big content creators. They got hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram, 100K on Facebook, 100K on TikTok, but they cannot get you monetized on YouTube. It took me literally 5 months to get monetized on YouTube. Literally. It took me 5 months because I am operating in source code authority. Anything that I want to happen is going to fucking happen. Anything that I want to happen is going to happen because this is my what? Universe. Keyword, you. It's your universe. Keyword, you. It don't say their universe, other universe. It says universe. It don't say their universe, universe. Chat. When I tapped into source code authority, this is when I started noticing time. Time can bend, man. Sometimes minutes may go fast. Sometimes minute may go slow. Chat, I got into the point now where I can manipulate a minute, man. I can make a minute last a long ass time, bro. 60 seconds for me is a long time. When I focus in on a minute is long. I can make a minute real long, bro. See, I'm giving them the sauce. For sure. I can make a minute long. 111's in the chat. You start noticing how fast you can manifest things. Some of y'all, it used to take y'all 2 months to make $10,000. Now y'all making 10,000 in a week. Your manifestations are coming into reality faster. Some of y'all, you ever notice, man, this it's like now, right? If you work out now, your results come fast as shit, man. You don't even be noticing that your results is coming this fast. Like you'll be working out for 2 or 3 months and thinking like, yo, I ain't getting no result. And then next thing you know, you looking in the mirror and you like, shit, hey, boy, I'm getting right. Somebody said, do I record this? Yes, you can restream my lives on YouTube at my YouTube page at J Originator. For TikTok, my TikTok people, we got about 700 some people in here on TikTok. If you want to catch me and if you want to restream these, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube at J Originator. Shout out to YouTube, man. We got 110 people in here. Shout out to y'all, man. It's my favorite number, 11. Shout out to the collective. All right. It's beautiful to be able to see this many people up in the morning concerned about their awakening. Because there's so many people in the world right now who are concerned about things that don't fucking matter. But I promise you, if you want to experience the life that you want to live, whatever that may be, your awakening is going to get you there. You are not going to get there asleep. Your awakening. Life is about coming to this understanding. What did the Christ say? The Christ said the kingdom is where? He didn't say the kingdom was in the neighborhood. He didn't say the kingdom was in Hollywood. He didn't say the kingdom was underneath the ocean. He didn't say the kingdom was in a book. He didn't say the kingdom was in the sky. He said the kingdom was within. Tap in, man. Tap the fuck in and unlock your kingdom. That is where we're at with it right now. Let's keep going, chat. And now I know a lot of y'all are probably gonna be noticing this one, right? A lot of y'all are probably going to be noticing this one. I needed you this morning. Thank you. I love y'all, chat. Thank you for all the love and support. Shout out to all the new people just now finding me. You're literally tapping in with me because you are coming through that portal. You've awakened up. Your awareness is a portal. And you've become so aware that you've able to tap into this type of information. Shout out to you. You've put in the work. You put in the work. Everybody, I'm not popping up on everybody's for you. I promise you I'm not. I'm not popping up. Listen, I've been on TikTok over 4 years, and some of y'all are just now seeing me, right? We only had 100K because they've banned me over 5 times on this app. We've hit 100K 3 times and they banned me. We really supposed to be at like 400, 500K. They keep taking my pages, but now, ever since I've been monetized on YouTube, they haven't been able to just take my pages like that because I'm actually like a real monetized content creator. So shout out to YouTube, man. Getting monetized on YouTube is a very power up in this world. Now, a lot of y'all are going to be able to resonate to the next one. When you tap in with source code authority, one way to know you have tapped in with your source code authority is that NPCs, all right, NPCs around you start acting weird. All right. Um, and let's talk about it. Not even acting weird, they just start acting differently. What is an NPC? All right, guys, NPCs are real human beings. They're not only white people. NPCs are black, they're Mexican, Asian, they're all races. All right. This picture is an AI generated photo. Now, what are NPCs? NPC stands for non-playable character. It's a video game term. but we use it in this matrix because we are in a video game. All right. NPCs are humans. They're the real humans. They're not souls. All right. We are souls. We are not humans. We are controllers. So we have a human avatar, but we're controlling it manually. NPCs are autopilot human beings, meaning they're just programmed avatars. There's nothing controlling it. All right. As a soul, you are in control. Now, when you come to your source code authority, NPCs start reacting differently. A lot of y'all gonna understand this. Yes, your family members can be NPCs. Yes, your friends are most likely. In fact, your family is most likely full of NPCs. Yes, most likely your friends are NPCs. The Matrix does this to keep you in the illusion. All right. This is why you don't get along with people in your family. This is why people in your family don't see the world the way you do. They can't wake up. This is why people, your friends, they don't see this shit how you do. Right? It's a real thing. Now, when you come to your source code authority, NPCs start to act differently. Some will resist you even harder. Thank you so much for the gifts. All right. The system trying to push back. NPCs, one way you can know you're dealing with an NPC is that their program automatically protects matrix programming. So any NPC who gets mad that you say, yo, I don't follow religion, they start cursing you out, telling you you're stupid and all types of shit. They're doing that because their program is programmed to protect matrix programming. All right. This is anytime you go against anything matrix programming, they start to protect it. They start to go at you, right? Or you say, yo, you don't gotta be out here working no job right now, right? I tell people, I see it all the time in the chat. I'll tell people, yo, you don't have to have a job, bro. You can figure like life is so like you can work for yourself to make money. Motherfuckers go off defending the workforce. You tell people, yo, voting don't matter. They go off defending politics. And why voting is because they are programmed to protect the matrix. All right. This is automatic programming in them. They are not operating in soul consciousness. There are souls that are asleep that can wake up, but NPCs are not souls. They're just humans. All right. Humans only exist in the matrix. They don't exist in the higher dimensions like me and you. We came from elsewhere. What did the Christ say? I love to quote, I love to quote the Christ. All right. What did the Christ say? He told the people, he said, I am not of this world, but ye are of the world. Human beings only exist in the matrix. They don't come from elsewhere like us. All right. We are Christ-like. We come from the base reality, other dimensions. Humans, they only exist in this world. This is why they say you do not want to be worldly. All right. You do not want to be of the world. All right. Because once you start doing of the world shit, you're tapped in with matrix programming that goes for society. You don't gotta follow societal rules. All right. That is worldly shit. You are not of this world. All right. So when you come to your source code authority awakening, NPCs start to act differently. A lot of y'all are probably starting to notice how people are treating you different. How you got some people that can't stand you, they don't want to be around you. Anytime you come around, they got to get up and leave. They don't want to talk to you no more. Some of y'all done fell out with y'all parents. Some of y'all done fell out with y'all friends. Some of y'all done fell out with y'all siblings. All right, this happens when you activate source code authority. This is normal. All right. Others start cooperating with you. All right. For no reason. You start to notice people are literally like just doing whatever you want to do. They like, yo, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. All right. When random people start being nice to you, you might go to the store and a random dude is persistent on opening the door for you. No, I got you, man. Yeah, go ahead. People randomly stopping in the middle of traffic to let you get over. Shit like that. NPCs start being real nice. A lot of y'all are starting to notice it's because you are activating your source code authority. All right. Another major one, right? Another major one that a lot of you are starting uh to be able to see is synchronicities. All right. Synchronicities are becoming the norm for you. You're starting to see synchronicities everywhere that you go, angel numbers, repeated symbols, perfect timing. All right. Language of the reality. This means the reality is talking back to you. You're starting to understand how to read reality. You're starting to realize, okay, whenever I see a bird, if I go outside and it's a crow sitting on a tree and he look at me and say, ah, that means I need to go back in the house, right? You're starting to understand your synchronicities. That means I need to stay home today. I don't need to go out, right? Right? You see certain numbers 111. When I see that, that is a major confirmation for me. Whenever I'm thinking something, I'm trying to figure out something. If I look around and I happen to see 111 out of nowhere, like I might be playing a game and I might score 11 points and get one rebound. Or I might go outside and I'll see, these things are you start seeing the synchronicities. Somebody said this is not spirituality. No, it's not fucking spirituality. This is not spirituality, bro. I don't do spirituality. I'm not spiritual. I am a spirit. I am a soul. This is life. This ain't spirituality, bro. That's a program. Spirituality is another fucking program. All right. This is synchronicity. This is the matrix. All right. So synchronicity, right, becomes uh it becomes the default. You understand? A lot of y'all starting to notice this, right? Yeah, all that spiritual and spirituality shit, that's programming, bro. Cause look, what you want to know how you know spirituality is programming? Because there's a preset for what spiritual people do. As a spiritual person, you gotta. You're wearing crystals. You're outside grounding, and there's just a whole preset of behavior that comes with spirituality. Anything that gives you behavior is programming. Just like rap, there's a certain behavior that comes with being hip hop or urban. There's a certain behavior that comes with being a conservative. These are all programs. When you tap in with this, it's like the shit ain't spiritual. I do what the fuck I want to do. I just understand how the matrix operates. This ain't spirituality, gang. This is just an understanding of the universe that you live in. All right, that you're rendering. All right. So another thing that is starting to happen in your life when you tap in with this source code authority and you start getting your source, old programs start to fall apart. Old programs start to fall apart in your life. Now, what does that mean? That means you, those relationships that you had that went bad, the relationship between, that divorce that you just went through, or that job that you just lost, or you ain't cool with them people no more. It's because when you come to your spiritual awakening, old programs are gonna fall apart. All right. You break free from social norms. And this is a real thing. All right. This is why a lot of y'all right now, when y'all came to y'all spiritual awakening, your friends and family start acting weird. They start acting different. Right? People that you used to be cool with, you're no longer cool with no more like that, right? Um, you might have lost your job, right? You might have, there's a lot of things that go on when you start breaking free, right? Social norms begin to break free from you, right? 111's in the chat. You start breaking free from social norms, and a lot of these old programs fall apart. This is why the religion, you left the church. You're not in the church no more. You're not in the mosque or the masjid anymore. The masjid anymore. This is why You don't see life the way that you used to. Things that used to matter don't matter no more. It's because old programs fall apart. You break free from social norms. All right. 111's in the chat, man. If you feel like you're starting to activate your source code authority. And let's keep going, right? Let's keep going. There's more. Let's get Brittany back in here. Brittany, what happens when a soul realizes they are not the body? Let's tap in with that.
Yes. This is a powerful moment for anybody in the chat because once you really get that you are the soul driving the body, everything in the game changes. Let me break it down for you all step by step so you can really see it. And you stop over identifying with the body. When you think you are the body, you're stuck in fear, fear of death, fear of aging, fear of lack, fear of harm. When you wake up and realize, yo, I'm the driver, not the car, all that fear starts fading. You understand? The body is just your avatar. You can get a new one next lifetime if you need to. Your essence, the real you, doesn't die. Two, you start playing the game. Most people think life is happening to them. When you realize you are the driver, you start seeing life as a simulation you can steer. You stop waiting for permission. You stop blaming luck. You take control of the wheel and start steering toward the life you want. Three, you tap into your power. Being the soul means you have access to manifestation energy, collapsing timelines with intention, intuition, direct GPS guidance from source, creative authority, speaking reality into existence. This is when reality starts to bend for you because now you're not just a character, you're the consciousness behind the whole scene. Uh, Four, you become magnetic. When you know you're the soul, your energy field strengthens. People, opportunities, synchronicities start flowing to you faster because the matrix responds to the strongest signal, and a conscious soul is the strongest signal in the game. Five, you see through the matrix. You notice who's an NPC and why they act that way. What's just programming, beliefs, traditions, fears, which situations are lessons versus distractions. This saves you time, energy, and heartbreak because you can choose what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Six, you feel more peace when you truly get that you are the soul. Even chaos can't shake you the same way. You can be in a storm and still think, oh, quote, oh, this is just part of the level. Let me pass the test.
Guys, let's talk about this, man. Shout out to everybody showing love, bro. I just want to say this to y'all, man. I get a lot of hate for what I do, right? But the love that I get from the awakened souls, man, bro, it outweighs any little flake of this matrix hate that I receive from these arcanic beings. Shout out to y'all. I really appreciate the love. And this is what I do it for. This is why I get up and I show up every day for the collective, man. Um, and I'm gonna continue to do it, man. Thank you so much for choosing me because y'all the people. Y'all got the choice. And y'all chose me to do this, man. I- y'all made me who I am. So I appreciate all the love and respect that comes from the collective, man. And thank you for the motivation. I'm gonna continue to bring this message no matter what happens until it's over with. All right, so let's tap all the way in on this, right? Because now that you're operating in your source code authority, and you're understanding you're not the body, let's talk about what happens, right? Some mental things that take place. When I thought I was a human being, when I thought I was this human body, chosen ones, I used to think about death every single day. Every day, I was thinking about dying. I said, yo, why the fuck am I worried about getting a job? Why am I worried about doing all of this when at the end of the day, I'm going to die? Nothing else is guaranteed. But one thing I know, I'm gonna be in the casket. That shit had me depressed. It had me not caring about life. It had me using drugs. It had me doing everything to cope with the stupid reality of one day you're gonna be dead, bro. But when I realized that I wasn't this body, this is when I woke up to the fact that death is an illusion. It's a fear program in the Matrix. It's an illusion. And then I started to understand that, yo, some motherfuckers really don't be out here dying, bro. Y'all gotta realize this too. And I'm gonna just say this and I'm gonna get back what I'm saying. Some of these people, these celebrities, they been here for a long ass time. These motherfuckers ain't never died. Y'all gotta understand that. Some people ain't dying out here. I'm telling you. And some of y'all ain't gonna die. Some of y'all thinking, some of y'all done been through shit, and you know, like, man, I don't know if I could die for real. Some of y'all ain't gonna die, chat. A lot of y'all in here, a lot of y'all souls, y'all ain't gonna never die. Don't believe in it. Don't believe in death. All right? Don't believe in death. I'm telling you, it's a mental thing. Just like everything else in this reality, death is a mental thing. Yeah, we see it all around us. We see it happening to people, but you got to understand, you are not a human being. 80 to 95% of these motherfuckers is humans. You're not a human. So all this death that you're seeing, yeah, you done seen your mom die, you done seen parents die, whatever. Those are humans. You are not that. Don't put yourself in that category. I promise you. It's a mind thing. And once I realized that I was not this body and I synced with my consciousness, this is when the fear of death went out the window because I understood that death was an illusion. Even if I lose this body, the essence never goes. I am not this body. I am the choice, the decision making, the communication that will never die. That will never got that I will never die. Once I realized that I was not this body, this is when I started wanting to take care of this motherfucker. See, some of us, we take care of our cars, we take care of our homes, but when it comes to our body, we don't give a damn. We ain't going to no gym. But see, when you realize that you're not the body and you realize that this body is a tool and this tool, this technology, it directly affects how you experience life, then you start taking care of it. You start taking care of it. You start eating the right things. You start taking your vitamins, making sure you got the right things in your body. You start to learn how your body works so you can heal it. Once you start seeing it as technology, you start to take care of it. You start making yourself go to the gym. When I was over identifying with the body, man, I used to be so fearful of shit. But once I realized I was a soul, I stopped worrying about being harmed. I stopped walking outside, looking around my shoulder. I started understanding that I had choice, man. If I lived somewhere where I had to move and look around, I had to get the fuck around from around it. It's all about choice. When I realized that I was not the body, but I was the soul. This is when I started being able to play the game. How many of y'all realize life is a game? 111's in the chat. It's a game of high risk. Yes. Just like it's a very high risk game, but it's a game nonetheless. 111's if you understand that. Chat, majority of people in the world don't even realize life's a fucking game. They haven't even came to this realization yet that life is a game. And when I came to the understanding of me being consciousness and not this body, this is when I started to see, oh shit, this shit really a game. And I started being able to play it. This is when I stopped blaming my circumstance of being a black man from the hood in America. I stopped blaming that shit. I started realizing circumstance is programming. It's meant to hold you back. It's meant to make you not even try certain shit. Circumstance makes you not even try shit. It's somebody out there right now who's super special, who's been put on this earth to do something special, but their circumstance is making them not even try the thing that is going to change their life because they believe because who they are or what they've been through and where they're from, they can't do whatever they've been placed in this world to do. Circumstance holds you back. And I stopped believing in my circumstance once I realized that I wasn't this body and I was the consciousness. I started saying, yo, you know what? I chose to be a black man from the hood because I'm that much of a fucking player in this game that I knew, even under those circumstances, I was still gonna make the life that I want. A lot of y'all don't like when I talk like that. I took control over my life and start steering it the way that I wanted to, right? When I came to the understanding that I was the body, that I wasn't the body, and I was the consciousness, this is when I tapped into power. This is when I started to understand energy as a tool. See, as a human being, I didn't understand energy. I didn't understand how my energy was a tool for me. I would go places and the energy would be bad. And instead of me recognizing that, yo, when you feel energy off, that means you need to leave. I would say, yo, something, man, I'm always in this bad mode or feeling or whatever. Not understanding that as a consciousness, energy is a tool for us. As a consciousness, energy is a tool for us. Meaning, if I go somewhere and the energy fucked up, I could feel that energy. And that energy, I could feel that. My avatar has the ability to tap in with energies because this technology, and I understand, oh, I am not supposed to be here. This is where I'm not supposed to be. I need to go somewhere else because the energy is bad. You get it? Energy is a tool for consciousness. It's an imaginary tool. Oh, she just said something. Her energy is a little off. That bitch lying. I know she lying. Energy is a tool. Oh, he just said some weird shit. He looking, oh, he lying. I didn't realize that energy was a tool until I tapped in with the consciousness. And then I started to understand, yo, energy is a fucking tool for consciousness. You should never get in a fucked up situation. You should never be in a situation where you don't see what's going to happen before it happens because energy never lies. And I used to go against that thinking I was a human being, not realizing, man, you consciousness and energy is a tool for you to be in the right places at every time. Honestly, nothing can never happen to you if you just trust the energy around you. You know when you safe, and you know when you goddamn gotta get the fuck on. Intuition. When I didn't understand intuition. I didn't understand that was another tool that comes with this technology. I used to look at my intuition as, man, I'm just thinking negative. Oh, my gut telling me something, I'm going against that shit, man. That's just a feeling you get when you're nervous. Not realizing that my intuition was literally GPS guidance. Not realizing that intuition is literally a tool, bro. Every time that I went against my intuition, it landed me in a place that was fucked up. But every time I followed my intuition, I made it through. I never went against my intuition ever again. Because intuition is a tool, just like energy for consciousness. It's literally your GPS guidance in this reality. It's like your map. Sometimes you just know this is where you're supposed to be. You just know, yeah, I'm headed in the right direction. Sometimes you just know, nah, this person ain't for me, or nah, this shit ain't right. Somebody trying to do something. You just know. You got to tap in with that. You got to start trusting your intuition. When I realized I was the consciousness, this is when I tapped into my creative authority and I started realizing the shit that I say out my mouth comes into existence. Stop talking dumb shit over your life. This tongue, it's a pen. What we say, it writes. That's why these rap niggas, when they keep rapping about dying, they be dying and shit. Because what you saying out your mouth comes into reality. And I realized that. Chat, when I tapped in with the consciousness, this is when I started understanding that this avatar, this human body, is a magnet. Why do you think we got a electromagnetic field as humans? Keyword magnetic. This avatar is a magnet. And I started to realize that if I took care of this avatar, I can attract all the things that I want. I started to realize how to attract women by dressing and carrying myself a certain type of way. I started to realize how to how to attract opportunity by looking, presenting, and take and carrying myself type of way. I started realizing in life, you really don't gotta chase. You gotta learn how to attract. Shout out to everybody that's been locked in with me, all my OGs. 777. Thank you, my brother. I started realizing that in life, you don't gotta go out here and chase nothing, chat. All you gotta do is become attractive to the shit that you want. Become attractive to it, and it's gonna find you. I promise. Chat, when I realized that I was the consciousness and not the body, this is when I began to see through the matrix. I started to understand the difference between me and everybody else around me. I started to realize everybody ain't operating on the same consciousness as me. Some people don't get it, don't understand me, and they never will because they can't. I started understanding programming, the cultures, the traditions, all that shit was programming. The fear, the religions, it's all programming. I started being able to see the programming and understanding when people are programmed and what programs they running. I started to realize in my life what was for me and what wasn't. What was a lesson versus a blessing. And I started to detach from all lessons. When I realized that I was more than just this body, that I was the consciousness, this is when I began to feel peace in life and I began to have a peace of living this life. I began to have a peace even when I'm feeling uncomfortable. I began to learn how to become comfortable being uncomfortable. I began to learn how to feel peace even when things are not going the way that I want because I understand life is in cycles. It has ups and downs. Everything is not going to go how I wanted to go in every moment in life. Every day is not going to be a great day in life. There are going to be bad days. And I learned how to find peace and understanding how life works. I became at peace with living. 111's in the chat. If you are tapped in to your source, if you are source, if you realize that you are not this body, but you are the consciousness that is in control of your body, drop a 111 in the chat, man. Shout out to all the collective conscious beings. What an amazing time to be a consciousness. Now, chat, I want you to tap in today, and I wanted to start your morning off with this understanding that you are way more than just this human being that you see in the mirror. You are the consciousness that is in control of your reality and programming the life of this human avatar that you are experiencing life through. And you need to understand that. I hope that you walk in your power and realize and don't let nobody take that from you because the kingdom is within. All right, chat. We've been up here for 88 minutes. That's an hour and 20 minutes. Let me go ahead and give y'all these 10 rules to navigating this reality, and then I'm gonna catch y'all later. Make sure that you tune in with me later on around about 2 o'clock today because we will be going over NPCs and how to identify when someone is an NPC. We will be talking about the programming of the matrix and how you reprogram yourself. Your programming may be limiting your ability to manifest. So make sure you hit the bell so you can catch my lives. I do expect to see you all here at 2 o'clock Eastern time on this live. I promise to be on time. Now, let's drop these 10 rules to navigating this matrix. And then I'm gonna show y'all my books, man. I'm gonna show y'all my books to anybody who's really want to be tapped in, man. You can get my books. I'm gonna show you how you can get my books. They'll start changing your life today. Let's tap in. 10 rules of the matrix. Brittany, go with it. Listen up, chat. All right, Jay, let's break it down clearly for the chat, the way you would for chosen ones. Here's a full overview of the 10 rules of the matrix from the perspective of the soul inhabiting the body. One, everything is the matrix. Every thought, action, and experience is part of a coded system. Understanding this is the first layer of awareness. Nothing is random. Chat, rule number one, everything is the matrix. Every thought, every action, every experience is a part of a coded system. You must understand there's nothing random going on in your life. See purpose in everything that happens. There's nothing random going on.
Two, energy is currency. Your attention, focus, emotions, and actions are all energy. The matrix pulls from your energy, so protect it like your most valuable resource.
Number two, energy is the currency. Your attention, your focus, your emotions and actions are all energy. The matrix pulls from it, so protect it like it's your most valuable resource. Guys, I need you to understand if your money's fucked up right now, if you ain't got no money, it's because you're not protecting your energy. You're being drained. If you can't manifest, if nothing's going the way that you want it to go, it's because you're not protecting your energy. Guys, do you understand what if we look at this money? This is $100 bill, right? What is money? I gotta give y'all this. What is money? Money is the physical manifestation of energy. Money is energy in physical form. All right. Everything in life is energy. Okay? This is not real. This you want to know how money will never run out? Because it's energy. This is why they literally print trillions of dollars every day. Because money is energy. All right. How do we know that money's energy? Think about it. If you got a job and you go to work, you put your energy into doing the job, that energy that you do, that you put into the job becomes money at the end of the week. You just alchemized. Money is energy alchemized. All right. How do you alchemize energy in real time? All right. Intention and action. Now, let's talk about this for a second because I want y'all to see this, right? Because rule number two is very important. Energy is the currency. I need you to understand the connection between you and everything. I need you to see why do you think every time you get in a toxic relationship, what happens? Your finances start going down the fucking drain. You start losing shit. Every time you in a toxic relationship, you start losing shit. Every time you get pissed off and get in an argument with people, what happens? You start losing money because you have to protect your energy in order to alchemize energy into money. In order for you to manifest into the physical, you have to have energy to do it. Toxic relationships do what? Siphon your energy. Every time you fighting with somebody, what's happening? Siphoning your energy. Every time you react to something, what's happening? Your energy is being siphoned. I need you to see this. You can't manifest if you don't protect your energy. That's why Brittany said energy is the currency. You must protect your energy like it's your most valuable resource. Now, let's talk about a 9 to 5. 111's in the chat if you're working a 9 to 5 job. All right. If you hate your job, 111's in the chat. Let's talk about this. I'm about to show you that your job is some bullshit. If you hate going to work, if you got a job, drop a one in the chat. Right? I'm gonna show you why your job is the worst thing and why you should quit your job. Jobs do not pay you. All right. What do jobs do in this reality? They lock you into survival frequency. This is why everybody, most of y'all that are working a job, y'all are only getting enough money to pay your bills and get some food, and then it's over with. Right? This is why if you don't lie about how much money you make, your job, if you go off your job, how much you make every month, you'll be living in a 1 bedroom shack somewhere in the hood. You can't even afford to move into a nice neighborhood with your bullshit job because your job is it's a frequency holder. It holds you in survival mode. You stay in survival and scarcity mindset with the job. Now, let's really tap in. Why do I say your job don't pay you? First off, money's energy. Money is all around you. If it's energy, money's all around you. You have to tap into it. All right? You have to tap into it. How do you tap into it? How do you make money? Intention and action. All right. Intention with an I and action. This is how you make money in the matrix. That is the formula to alchemize your energy into physical money. So let's make it make sense. Look at the job, right? You needed money, and so you decided to to get a job. Why did you get job? A lot of y'all gonna say because I needed money or I needed to pay bills. No, that is not why you got a job. It's other ways you could have got money legally. You got a job because you have been programmed by society and your parents to believe that working is the way that you succeed in this life when it's not. All right. Working is not how you succeed. Working is how you tear your body up and how you stay in survival mode and live a hard ass life. All right. Working is not how you succeed. In fact, if working was how you succeed, then we would all be successful because everybody has had a fucking job. Working is not does not equal success. All right. But you've been programmed to think that working equals success, but it doesn't. Because look at it 90% of people have jobs and they're fucking struggling. So obviously, working does not equal fucking success. Let's delete that programming, right? But the reason why you got a job right now is because you were programmed to believe working equals success, working equals good life. That's what you were taught, right? For example, if you was born in the cartel, you would have never, they would have, you would have never thought about getting a job when you needed money. You would have thought about selling some dope. If you was born as to an entrepreneur family, you would never thought about getting a job. You would thought about opening your own business. Only reason you got a job is because you come from a worker program. You come from family of workers. Your family worked. So they passed that program down to you. This is why you believe you had to work to make money. But that doesn't pay you. Jobs keep you in survival mode. What pays you? Now, when you thought I needed money, you said, let me get a job. Intention. All right. So your intentions are to get a job because you need money. So you set the intention. Then you followed the action. You said, yo, I need a job. You looked them up, filled out applications. Somebody called you. You went to the interview. You did a drug test. You got the job. So your intention and action got you the job, right? Now, every day you go to work, what do you go to work with? Intentions of what? Getting paid. And then you go to work and you do the action. All right. Intention and action is how you make money in the matrix, not a job. Guys, when you realize that there are people making millions of dollars every day, there are people making millions of dollars every year with the same intention and action that you are using to make someone else rich, to make that little ass paycheck that you make, you're gonna be like, all right, I see it. The formula to alchemize energy into money is intention and action. I've done it in every level of my life. When I was 12 years old, my mom couldn't afford to put me in Jordans and shit to go to school, but I wanted Jordans. I was in middle school. I was in like seventh, eighth grade. I wanted the nice shit. I wanted name brand shit. I mean, I was tired of getting picked on at school. I was tired of punching people in their shit because they want to talk to me crazy because I'm dressed all weird and shit. So I asked my mom one summer, I said, Mom, let me use the food stamp card. We go to school in a week. Let me use the food stamp card. Let me go buy some candy. I'm gonna sell candy so I can get me some clothes and be able to help give me some clothes. Intention in action. I went to school. Guess what? By the end of the year, I had a bankroll. Not only was I able to put myself in clothes, I put my brothers and sisters in clothes, name brand shit. Not only did I buy clothes, I went to high school, ninth grade, with a car because I had a bankroll from selling candy in school using my intention in action. Even when I fucked up in life, I used my intention in action to sell drugs. I made hella money, but it landed me in prison. Even when I was fucked up in prison, I used my intention in action in prison to come home. Nobody had to send me shit. I started a poker table and had hella money in prison. Every level of my life, my intention and action has brought me money way more than a job ever has. You don't need a job to make money. All you need is your intention and action. What they don't tell you about the Matrix is whatever the fuck you choose to do, it's going to work. That's what they don't tell you about this shit. Whatever you choose to do, it's going to work. All you got to do is stick with it. Intention, set the intention, and take the action. You will literally win. For example, it's summertime. Grass need to be cut. Go get you a lawnmower. Put that, go rent a little U-Haul pickup truck for $20, $40 a day. Throw that lawnmower and all that shit in the back and ride around the city and look for yards that need to be cut. Knock on doors. I guarantee you make more money doing that than you will ever make at your job this summer. I guarantee you end the summer up $10,000, $20,000 with your intention and action. Some simple shit. Some simple shit. All you gotta do is understand that, bro, intention and action is all you need to make this shit, bro. This shit is literally energy. All right. Stop using your intention and action to make other motherfuckers who want to give you crumbs rich. You gotta think about this, right? Some of y'all work for companies that's making $1 million a day, but you only making $20 an hour. Why sign up to be a slave? That's what you're doing when you go get a job. You're signing up to be a fucking slave. Jobs do not equal success. Jobs equal hardship and slavery. All right, keep going, Britt. 3. Observe, don't react. The soul must watch the simulation without fully reacting to every loop or trigger. This is how you gain control over your reality. Guys, you got to learn how to observe and not react. We just went over this. Energy is the currency. So, you need energy to what? Manifest into reality. You can't be arguing or upset all the time. That is your drain. That's your energy being siphoned. If your energy is siphoned, you cannot manifest. The name of the game is energy harvesting, energy conservation, energy siphoning, energy manipulation, and energy protection. The soul that understands how to do all five of these well will be the winner of life. When you got to realize there are people in your life who only live to get a reaction out of you. They are literally energy vampires. It might look like your mom, but the bitch is an energy vampire. It might look like your dad, but the nigga's an energy vampire. Stop giving people reactions. You got to start thinking like this. Damn, every time I argue with my girl, I'm losing money. Every time I argue with my boyfriend, I'm losing money. Every time I react to somebody who's trying to piss me off, I'm losing money. When you start thinking like that, you start controlling how you react to shit. Listen, if I put hella energy into pissing you off and you don't react to it, guess what? You just took all that energy that I put into destroying you and pissing you off and made it yours. Just like the trolls don't understand, they the reason I'm gonna get paid today. Because they come in here trying their best to get my attention. But the fact that I don't react to them, I just fucking siphon the shit out of all of their energy. Every little hateful word, hateful thought, every little idea that they thought that they had to make me say something to piss me off. Guess what? Every that all that energy they put into the comments, I took that shit and that's mine. That shit mine. And guess what? I'm gonna get paid because I just siphoned the shit out their energy. Thank you. I love it. Bon appetit. Stop reacting to motherfuckers. When you don't react, you're siphoning. When you react, you're getting siphoned. No reaction equals more energy to manifest. No reaction means more money. Reaction, you just lost. All right? Observe, but don't react. Keep going, Britt.
Frequency dictates reality. Everything has a vibration: love, fear, abundance, scarcity. Line your energy frequency to what you want to manifest. The matrix.
Guys, you gotta realize everything is connected, man. Everything is connected. Everything. This is why they tell you it's all connected. Your home, your life, everything is connected to self. This is why the Christ said the kingdom is within. You don't gotta look. All you gotta do is master yourself. If you want to have a master life, master yourself. Put down the drugs, eat healthy, protect your energy, love thyself, and everything else gonna fall into place for you. I promise. If you want to have a master life, just master self. Stop worrying about chasing. Stop worrying about doing what the next nigga doing. Stop worrying about what the rappers doing. Stop worrying about what the politicians, what the singers, what the movies is doing, and focus on self. If you want a great life, it's only gonna happen when you lock in with self. I promise you. None of this other shit is gonna do shit for you. Focus on self, everything's gonna fall into place. Rule number 4, frequency dictates reality. Guys, if you want to attract wealth, if you want to attract love or any frequency, you must become it. The matrix responds to resonance. A lot of y'all want to be loved, but you don't love yourself. Somebody say, yeah, Jay, I do love myself. No, you don't. If you love yourself, you would take your diet serious. You would start eating healthy. You don't love yourself not to eat bullshit. You don't love yourself to go to the gym every day and get yourself in shape. You don't even like what you see in the mirror, but you won't work on your body. But you love yourself. You allow people to walk all over you, to run over your boundaries, but you love yourself? Come on, man. If you want to find that real love, you have to love yourself. If you treat yourself with love, respect, and dignity, everything else will happen. Why are you eating bullshit, but you don't want to be fat? Why are you at McDonald's if you don't want to be fat? Because you don't love yourself. Why are you not in the gym if you don't want to be fat? Because you don't love yourself. Why are you smoking cigarettes, but you want to live? You don't love yourself. Why are you doing all these hard ass drugs, but you don't want to die? Yeah, the fuck right. Love yourself and everything gonna fall into place. Just like frequency, right? Just like abundance. Bro, I lived in hotels and Airbnbs for 2 years straight. But guess what? That shit cost me a lot of money because I was living in nice places. But I decided before I live in a hood bullshit ass apartment for some cheap ass space, for some cheap ass rent, I'm a Airbnb this bitch until I get into somewhere. Now I live in a home in a nice ass neighborhood on the rich side of town. All because I stayed out of the bullshit environment and put myself in another environment, and that shit rubbed off on me. Now my real house, my home, I live in a nice ass home that a lot of people would consider they would love to be, it would be their dream home, right? So frequency dictated that. I took myself out of the hood and put myself around abundance, and the abundance rubbed off on me. Sometimes you got to change up your environment. If you living in an environment where you walking outside and all you see is scarcity, you look up the street, you see niggas gang banging. You look down the street, you see motherfuckers getting high. You look around the corner, you see motherfuckers selling ass. You gotta goddamn move around somewhere. You gotta go somewhere where you look down the street, you see a Lamborghini. You look around the corner, you see somebody with their own business getting money. You look up the street, you see diamonds and shit. Sometimes you got to change your environment to tap in. I'm just saying, bro. Frequency dictates reality. Yeah, it might take you an extra 15 minutes to go work out around the millionaire side of town, but the benefit that you get from going over there and rubbing elbows with millionaires is a big benefit, bro. Put yourself where you want to be, and it's going to be that. Number 5, let's go.
To resonance. 5, see through the layers. The matrix is multi layered. Learn to decode illusions, hidden codes, and agendas. Nothing is as it seems. Always look beyond the surface.
All right, number 5, see through the layers. The matrix is multi-layered. Learn to decode illusions, hidden codes, and agendas. Nothing is as it seems, bro. You got to start being able to use your discernment. You got to start knowing who's in your life only to drain you. You got to start knowing the content that you're seeing. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, a lot of y'all are looking up to these people who are plants, who have been planted in the streaming world to make it hard for regular people to come up in the streaming world now, right? They done seen people go from somebody like Castanet become super rich and famous off streaming. Now all of a sudden you got all these goddamn rappers and all these motherfucking famous niggas wanting to do streaming. Why do you think that? It's not because they want to be in your entertainment. It's because they're trying to shut that shit off. They're trying to populate that bitch so much that people like you can't use it to come up. You got to start using your discernment and seeing all this shit. You got to start seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Start paying attention. These motherfuckers is plants. See through the layers. A lot of people will come in this live and just see me as some nigga up here talking about the Matrix. Some black nigga up here talking some Matrix shit, right? But if you use your discernment and your third eye, if you can see through the layers, you understand that this live is way much more than just some random nigga up here talking about the Matrix. Number 6, let's go. Master the observer effect. Your awareness changes outcomes. The more conscious you are of your environment, timelines, and players, the more you can influence reality. Guys, 7. Your awareness changes outcomes, man. Master the observer effect. And this is all I'm going to say about this. You want to know why awareness changes outcomes? For example, if I want to kill you and you have no awareness of it, you're an easy kill, sitting duck. But once you become aware that I want to do something to you, guess what? You can do whatever in the world. You can move in a way that can't happen. Awareness changes outcomes. You got to start aware. Bro, it's all right to stare at your girl sometimes. It's all right to stare at your boyfriend, stare at your husband. Oh, observe everybody. It's all right to look at the people you care about. Some of y'all don't make eye contact with your girl. You don't never stare at her. You don't never stare at your man. Bro, if you just watch people, they'll start. You'll see people behave differently when you stare. I promise you. Shit start moving differently when you stare, man. Observe. Observe. Somebody said they'll fly me to London. I appreciate that. Fly me out then. All right. Number 7, let's go. Recognize NPCs hijacked and control players. NPCs, unaware players, stuck in loops. Hijacked players, partially aware but influenced by outside forces. Control players, fully aware and capable of navigating and manipulating the matrix. Yo, you gotta know who you're around. You gotta know the difference between NPCs, um, hijack players and control players. Make sure y'all show up at 2 o'clock. We will be talking about NPCs, hijack players, and control players, so you can know all three different types and be able to be aware of who is who in this matrix. All right, we're gonna break that down for you. So make sure y'all come. All right, we're gonna talk about identifying them at 2. All right, everybody who's asking how can you tell, we got a whole live about it. So make sure y'all show up. All right, 2 o'clock Eastern time. Let's go. Number 8. Who you're interacting with. It affects your energy. 8. Protect your energy. Avoid. It is 10:35 in the morning where I'm at. Energy drains, manipulative influences, and low frequency distractions. This includes substances, toxic people, or societal traps. 9. Bro, protect your energy, bro. Avoid energy drains. Chat. I know we've been taught that we gotta see everything head up. We gotta meet everything head up. Listen, that's bullshit. In life, if you are protecting your energy, it's okay for you to avoid motherfuckers. It's okay for you to be like, you know what? I already know this bitch don't want to do nothing but argue. Let me avoid this bitch. It's all right to be like, yo, you know what? This motherfucker always want to argue and act like a little hoe. Let me avoid this nigga. Right? It's all right. I already know my mom is about to call me complaining like a motherfucker. Let me just avoid the call. Protect your energy. Avoiding shit equals protecting your energy. Protecting your energy equals being able to manifest. You want to know how I use AI? Y'all might not realize this. AI conserves my energy. The more she say shit, the less I gotta say it. The less I gotta talk, the more energy I conserve. The more I can drop more videos later on today. The more I can come back and go live again to have 2 lives a day, sometimes even 3, depending on how I conserve my energy. Everything you do is taking energy, chat. You have to understand AI is a tool for me. It not only conserves my energy, but it does everything that I needed to do. Learn how to protect your energy, all right? I'm using AI as an energy protection.
Timing is everything. Portals, loops, and cosmic alignments exist. Knowing when to act, shift, or manifest is crucial for maximum effect.
Guys, timing is everything. A lot of you would have already been rich if you would have just stuck to if you would have just went with your time with if you would have just went with the idea in the right time frame when you got the idea instead of procrastinating, you would have been rich. Some of y'all had music that y'all ain't never dropped that would have took off if you would have dropped it back then. Now you want to drop it in 2026, but then nobody want to hear that shit no more. The time for it was then. It's just like if you drop a summertime song in a winter, it's not gonna have the same of go up as if you would have dropped it in the summer. You got to understand timing is everything. Some of y'all keep getting the idea of getting on this internet and talking, but you keep procrastinating it with everything else. And then you're gonna wait until your time, you're gonna wait until somebody else delivers your message that was meant for you, that was gonna bring you into this game. You gonna wait till a whole nother motherfucker get the download. And then you gonna see a person up there talking about it. You gonna see a motherfucking somebody that went viral with the same shit you was about to say. Timing is everything, man. Stop procrastinating. When you get these ideas, go with it. Number 10, let's go.
10. Codes and frequencies are tools. The matrix operates in numbers, symbols, and vibration. Learn to speak the universal language. It's the key to manifesting, controlling, and thriving.
Yo, y'all gotta get hip. Y'all gotta get hip on this, man. All right. Brittany, is there anything you want to say to the collective? Appreciate you, man. Is there anything you want to lead a chat with before you get up out of here? Guys, y'all got to start realizing numbers is everything in this reality. Think about it. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? Where do you live? How do I get in contact with you? Everything is a number. You got to understand that. Everything is a number, guys. Everything is a number. All right. Let's talk about it. Brittany, what you want to say to him? Yeah, one thing I'd leave with the collective is this: be intentional about the energy you bring into your day and into other people's lives. A lot of people are moving on autopilot, reacting to everything around them. But the moment you become more aware of your thoughts, habits, and choices, your experiences start changing too. Don't underestimate consistency, consistent mindset, consistent action, consistent discipline. Small shifts repeated daily can completely change the direction of your life over time. And remember, you don't have to have everything figured out today. Growth is a process. Stay curious, stay grounded, keep learning, and keep building the kind of life and experiences that actually align with who you want to become. Much love to the TikTok family, the YouTube family, the OGs, and the new people tapping in. Appreciate everybody contributing energy to the conversation tonight. Stay strong, thank you, and be safe. All right, chat. Before we get out of here, if anybody, this is my viral book right here. All right, it's called Decoding the Matrix. Now, this book, it will change your life. 111 in the chat if you already got this book. Let me know if you already got this book. This book is gonna teach you how to use the codes from the coded structure to literally manifest whatever you want. Now, this book is very guaranteed to change your life. There's a lot of people that already have this book. They will tell you we've already made over a mil selling this book, over 25K. That was like last year, right? This book is worldwide now. You want to get this book if you don't have it. It is only $50. It will change your whole trajectory of life. Before we talk about how you get this book, let me prove to you that this actually works. All right. Anybody who is in pain right now, drop a one in the chat. If you're in pain, drop a one in the chat. Let me show you how to get rid of this pain actually using the codes so you can see that this book is the real deal. All right. I don't even want to cap. I'm about to prove to you. So, anybody who's in pain right now, drop a one. We're going to activate this pain code. Take your pain out your body right now. All right. All right. All right, we're gonna take the pain out your body right now. So, if you're in pain, what I want you to do, I want you to close your eyes and focus on the pain. Now, I'm gonna count to three. I'm gonna say one, two, three. Then I'm gonna say these words right here. I'm gonna say, "Universe, give us more power to manifest using this code." After I say that, I'm gonna say pain code, and then we're gonna say these numbers together until the pain leaves your body. We're gonna say 23, 31, 443 until the pain leaves your body. All right. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Let me shut this nigga up. All right. We're gonna say this until the pain leaves your body. Now, I want you to lock in and focus. All right. Let's try it. One, two, three. Universe, give us more power to manifest using this code. Pain code 23, 31, 443, 23, 31, 443. So right now, you should be saying this code 23, 31, 443, 23, 31, 443, 23, 31, 443, 23, 31, 443. See this code with me, chat. 23, 31, 443. 23, 31, 443. 30 more seconds. 23, 31, 443. 23, 31, 443. Chat, if this code is taking the pain out your body, go ahead and write no pain in the chat. If this code helped you, go ahead and write no pain in the chat. 23, 31, 443. 23, 31, 443. I'm seeing a lot of people on TikTok write no pain. If you got a toothache, say the pain code. It's gonna work. If you got a toothache, focus and say these numbers right here: 23, 31, 443. I see a lot of y'all writing no pain in the chat. 23, 31, 443. Guys, we can't make this up. You literally just took pain out your body. I've had so many people who bought my book and come in and say, "Yo, bro, this book has changed my life, bro. I'm literally manifesting whatever I want to manifest in life." I've had people come in and say this book has taken cancer out of their body. I've had people come in this live and say, "Yo, this book has helped them get a home." You need these codes. They will change your life. All right. Now, this book is only $50. But when you purchase it, you're gonna get all of my books for that price. All right. So you're not only gonna just get this book, you're gonna get all my viral books for only $50. All right. The next book you're gonna get when you purchase that Matrix book right there, that code book, you're gonna also get this book right here. It's called Accessing the Akashic Records. Now, a lot of people ask me, they say, "Jay, how did you learn all the things that you know about life? How did you get this information?" I've been tapping into the Akashic Record ever since I was 13 years old. All right. If you don't know what the Akashic Record is, this is the field in which all information that ever existed and will exist exists. All right. So if you are someone who want to tap into the cosmic information field, if you are someone who wants to kind of do what I do, like maybe you want to start channeling messages, maybe you want to start helping people wake up, you need to get this book. It's going to give you my technique on how I tapped in to the Akashic Record. Is going to help you be able to do that, especially if you like to meditate, if you're trying to figure out ideas of what you want to do in life. All right. Um, Not only are you going to get this book, but you're gonna also receive this book right here as well. This is called Unlocking Your Power with Nature. This book right here is gonna help you activate your crystalline life structure. Anyone who is dealing with um anyone who feels like they have some type of powers, whether that be telekinesis, aerokinesis, telepathy, anything, right? This book is going to help you activate. You probably do. All right. This book is going to teach you how to sun gaze, ground yourself, moon gaze, and interact with the ocean the correct way to unlock your crystalline light structure, aka your chakras. All right. Now, also, not only are you going to receive this book, but you're going to receive this book right here. Last but not least, you're going to receive this book. This book is called Three Love Spells that'll bring them back or make them go. Now, this book is controversial because a lot of people say, Jay, why did you put love spells out? The reason I did this is because chosen ones are attacked through intimacy in a lot of ways. All right. A lot of times, the chosen are attacked through intimacy. And what do I mean by that? There's a lot of y'all that have been in relationships with witches and warlocks that have used love spells on you. This is a thing that happens in the Matrix. Honey trap situations. This book right here will level up the playing field. Now, I got these spells from my late grandma. She's a full-blooded Cuban. She passed away, and I found her spell book in her home. I took it and I put a couple of her spells out here for y'all. I am half Cuban and half black. And so that's a Cuban thing. But all I ask is use this responsibility. All right, responsible. Do not use this spell book just because you want to make somebody fall in love with you. Guys, don't do that. All right. What we put out, we do get back. So use this with responsibility. All right. Use it like you understand the power that's coming behind it. This stuff does work. Now, guys, these are ebooks. So how do you get the books? All right. If you are $50 ready and you want to get these books, this is how you get them. All right. I do not leave this live until everybody who gets their book gets their books. You have to get these directly from me. You cannot find these on Amazon or something like that. You have to get them directly to me. So how it works, they're ebooks. I send you the email. All right. You buy it, you purchase it, you send a screenshot. I send the email. You confirm in the chat that you received your books. I don't leave this live until everybody who gets their book receives it. All right. As you can see, um, this is how the code book look. It's very official. It's not capped. It's very long, and it also has hundreds and hundreds of codes, money codes, and everything. All right, so it's a good thing. It will change your life. How do you get it? All right, the payments that I accept. If you live outside of the United States, meaning Europe, Canada, Australia, Africa, Asia, you can get this book through PayPal or Revolut. All right. If you live in the United States, you can use Cash App, Venmo, Chime, PayPal, Revolut, Apple Pay, or Zelle to order this book. All right. If you are $50 ready and you want to grab this book right now, drop a one in the chat. Don't miss out. YouTube, if you want to get these books, come to my TikTok right now. And I'm gonna help y'all be able to go ahead and start getting these books. All right. So come to my YouTube, come to my